obviously a lot's changed with Kentucky since the last time you saw them. A lot of players are gone. But what do you know about the ones that have come back? And just what kind of different style have you seen on tape?
I mean, Kyra does a great job. I mean, she's going to get them to play hard. They're going to defend. They probably doesn't have the offensive firepower that they used to have, but sometimes when you lose that, you gain it in other areas. Certainly defensively. Defensively, they have an identity. Offensively, they still run the same sets. They like a lot of ball screen action, so we got to be on our P's and Q's as far as communicating. We probably can't play them the same way, so we got to be able to give them our players another option on how to play.
Y'all are coming off a game where the defense was kind of locked in against Mississippi State. Similarities, differences to the way MSU plays versus the way Kentucky does?
I mean, Mississippi State has some really explosive guards that can, they don't really need a screen. They can actually take you off the dribble and get downhill. I think Kentucky just has players that their offense is set around ball screen action. So they're committed to that. They're intentional about using it, and it's worked well for them in the past. So if it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
Dawn, how nice was it to see what the men did last night in Kentucky, kind of setting the table for you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, when the odds are stacked against you and you've only won in that place 2 times out of 29, I think I saw somebody posted about them not really having the chance because they're like 246 in the net. And then you blow it up, and now you got to rewrite. Now you got to eat crow and come back and not really apologize and just put the score up. So, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I think Lamont is on his way in doing things, and he's done things that's never been done in a very long time. So, and we do have to give him time. But when you see a win like that, the expectations go up the roof. But he's still a first-year head coach that's still, trying to coach a roster that hasn't been together for very long. So he'll need some time, but it's truly promising. So hopefully, I don't think we play at Rump Arena, but hopefully the lids are still off like they were for them last night.
When you think back to the SEC Tournament Championship, that was a tough loss at the time, but how did that set you guys up for what you did going to the National Championship?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people said that, we won it when we lost right there. I don't know, it didn't feel good. Obviously, when you go into the fourth quarter with a double-digit lead, you're supposed to, with the type of team that we had, you're supposed to win that game. But Kentucky was hot. March brings about so many different dynamics. And we were the we were the team that held the short end of the stick for the tournament, but obviously I traded for what happened 3 weeks later.
How's Sanaya? Faking?
Yeah, she's still day to day. She won't play. She won't play in this game, but hopefully by Sunday. But it's really a personal thing. It's something that she'll have to deal with.
Everybody else good?
Yeah, everybody else is good.
Kind of going a little bit off of Matt's question, do you kind of get a sense that, I know it was obviously, several months ago now, but do you kind of get a sense that it's in the back of the player's mind of, that was the last team to kind of knock us off, was kind of, avenge that move?
Well, it wasn't a topic of discussion, but obviously if you're a competitor, you want to win. You want to avenge that loss. I don't know if you can on a regular season game. You got to get to the tournament. You got to, I mean, the stakes are still high for us because we're undefeated, and we want to stay that way. And what better way to play our rival? It's a rivalry, so obviously we know that they will bring it like every other team in the country that we play. They give a little bit extra. They got a little bit extra for us.
For sure, and kind of going off of that, you spoke a little bit earlier this year about having, playing those different styles of teams early on. Of course, you guys do have the undefeated record now. Just what have you liked so far? I guess we're kind of close to the midway, but what have you kind of liked so far in those types of things?
I mean, I just like the way that we approach the game. We may not always execute and we may not always, play, perfect basketball, but we find a way. It's not from a lack of preparation or just approach. It's more of sometimes people, some people just knock you off your rocker, and it takes a little bit to, recalibrate and get to the habits that we formed this far. And we're a really good defensive team. We're a good rebounding team. We are, I think we're a good offensive team because you have to be with the type of defenses that we face. You got to be able to pivot and figure out ways to get some easy buckets. But I do think we got play, like Raven's playing well. Like she's pushing tempo and she's allowing us to play a little bit quicker before the zone is set up to really slow us down.
Dawn, kind of a weird question here because you're 4-0 in the league. At what point, or if you ever, do you start to standings watch? And say like, okay, we got to do this to win the regular season title. I mean, I know it doesn't come to your mind now, but at what point? 10,
it really
11,
doesn't
12?
start until you lose. That's when it starts. So I hope it never starts. For us.
Checking in on Chloe, haven't seen her a couple games. I know she's fine, but how is she kind of settling in about a month into her college career? Have you been able to move her off those like 2 or 3 package plays you said you had her on earlier?
Yeah, I mean, she's coming along nicely. Obviously, Chloe really understands why she's here, and I mean, she's handling it as best she can. We're trying to figure out ways in which to get her on the floor. It might be entertaining playing her in the post, because that's an area in which she really specializes in the middle third. She can obviously shoot the basketball and she can pass the basketball. We just have to figure out ways in which to incorporate her into what we already have. We've established somewhat of a rotation, and we're trying to get her in, but she's learning. Like she's really learning. Like she's not, she understands what's happening out there on the floor. So for us, we just got to get her some experience, and she's got to get some confidence in playing, not just practicing.
Coach, that clip of Malaysia dunking has
Yeah,
been
right.
circulating. I mean,
Right.
what's exciting about her, and are we going to see a dunk contest with her and Ashland at some point?
I mean, Malaysia doing that, we might have to, study some alley-oop plays and put them in a repertoire. But when you have, she's a generational talent. Like there aren't very many females or males that's able to do what she does. She just has a really good knack for the game. It comes to her quite naturally, and we're so happy that she's a Gamecock and she can give us some of those exciting moments.
You spoke about the undefeated record. You have so many players on this team who have won so many games. Is that something they are really actively thinking about, or is winning just such a habit for them at this point?
I mean, the really good thing about this team is they don't think about what they've done. They just move on to the task that's in front of them. It probably takes one of our assistant coaches. I think Coach Boyer wrote something on the board a few games ago, and I believe this 2019 class only lost. I wasn't even paying 4 games. 3 games. 3 SEC
I
games.
think it's 8 overall.
8 total.
Yeah. 8.
Yeah, so I mean, like I don't even think about it. I don't want to be driven by that. I just want to be driven by what's in front of us. Because if you start thinking about what you accomplished, it will impact what you're trying to accomplish. So,
Is there a benefit to having some of those slow starts at this point in the season to learning how to play from behind?
I mean, we'd rather not. We'd rather not. But I just think that when you're getting people's best, when there are more people that have ever been in the stadium that particular season come out when you're on the road and just provide the energy for the home team, it takes some time to just really get a hold of the game. And I thought Mississippi State did a great job just sticking around and making good plays. And we didn't help ourselves either, but that's the way it is. That's the way it's been. So I hope we continue to get off. I'd rather get off to a slow start and come back rather than a fast start and lose a lead. That is hard, especially on the road. So we got to take care of business in Kentucky and hopefully get another road win in this league, which is very hard no matter what the records are. We got to take care of business.
College Game Day is going to 3 women's games this season. What was your reaction to that, and also how much do you credit that to this fan base and what they were able to do last season?
It's cool. College Game Day. I think they're going to Tennessee when they play UConn, and then there are 2 other. I don't know what the big secret is. They need to come back. I don't really know what the big secret is, especially when you do what the people here in Columbia, South Carolina has done, over 8-9 years. To fill the building, the electricity in the building. I just don't know why you just don't say, hey, we're coming. I don't care who they play. We're coming down to Columbia, South Carolina because they've created something that no other team has done. No other team really has the arena besides Tennessee that we have and really fill it up, night in and night out.
Dawn, I believe you saw it, but it looked like yesterday there were some, screenshots from a Facebook group kind of going on. I believe you saw it, put out a tweet. Just kind of what was your reaction when you first saw it?
I really don't take them too seriously. I know I posted, but it was actually a joke. I don't think I put the laughing emoji on it. But it was really a joke. I said, we're really sweet people. Like, we really are. It's banter. All fan bases do it. I think our fan base really kind of just waits in the wing for somebody to jump off with something like that so they can go in. And obviously they're super educated. Our fan base is super educated on what's happening in the world of women's basketball and all sports. If you really take a look at what they post and what they cheer for, so it's cool. It's just unfriendly banter.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dawn.